This program lineup is brought to you by Vision Express.
NBC's Wednesday primetime lineup comes into focus with Vision Express. Fast, fashionable, focused.
KUAM TV8, first on Guam. KUAM TV8, home of the Milan Cortina Olympics. Coverage begins February 6th, 2026. KUAM News headlines are presented by Calvo's Insurance, protecting Micronesia for 85 years. Matson and the Adai Itano program. Apply at matson.com and McDonald's of Guam. I'm loving it.
Ahead on KUAM News Primetime. Charged with aggravated murder, an 18-year-old male was arrested in the stabbing death of a 15-year-old. Stricter penalties for terroristic conduct to include bomb scares, a new bill getting its public hearing and drawing strong support. More on Bill 162 coming up.
A bill to fast-track utilities for a new hospital sparks concerns over lost checks and balances, while a resolution seeks to reroute those funds to the Guam Memorial Hospital. I'm Nevaeh Anderson with more on this coming up.
Hafiday and good evening. Welcome to KUAM News Primetime. I'm Destiny Cruz-Langus. Thanks for ending your day with us. Well, topping off our newscast this evening, 18-year-old Arnusio Lucio of Gigo has been charged with aggravated murder after police say he fatally stabbed a 15-year-old boy on September 15. Arnusio is also facing aggravated assault, use of a deadly weapon in the commission of a felony, underage drinking, terrorizing, and destruction of evidence. According to investigators, the stabbing stemmed from a disturbance at the Lucio home. Arnusio's brother, A. Press Lucio, 21, allegedly assaulted him, prompting Arnusio to leave the house enraged with a knife in hand. Witnesses reported hearing yelling and seeing Arnusio chase down the teenage victim along Chalanpulan in the Zero Down subdivision where the stabbing had occurred. The victim was rushed to the Guam Regional Medical City but was pronounced dead at 11:09 p.m. by ER staff. Chief Medical Examiner Dr. Kenny Sue later confirmed the cause of death as a stab wound, ruling it a homicide. Both Arnusio and A. Press were located by detectives, interviewed, booked, and confined to the Department of Corrections. A. Press faces separate charges of aggravated assault and family violence tied to the domestic incident. The case remains open as detectives continue their investigation. Well, should bomb scares carry tougher penalties? Lawmakers are considering it, as Bill 162 recently went through a public hearing, drawing support from GovGuam agencies and strong suggestions from those who testified. Here's more.
They say a threat is just an empty promise. But under a new bill, anyone behind bomb scares could face tougher consequences, with stricter penalties both criminally and financially.
Bomb scares. We all been through them. They force the evacuation of government buildings, shopping malls, and even regular office buildings. Additionally, they divert public safety resources such as fire trucks, ambulances, and police cruisers away from other needs of our community. This bill, if enacted into law, does several things. One, it expands the location definition of the places where the crime applies. Two, it raises the fines to a maximum of $25,000. 3, it places the fines into the Criminal Injuries Compensation Fund. And 4, it clears the way for civil lawsuits against offenders by businesses that were interrupted by the crime.
Vice Speaker Senator Tony Atta introducing Bill 162, explaining that it also requires the payment of fines rather than work hours from service credits.
Most people on Guam consider a bomb scare as acts of stupidity. They are costly to the victims, and offenders should be held both criminally and financially responsible. It is my hope that a tougher law would discourage this type of these acts of stupidity.
The island's Attorney General Doug Moylan also weighing in at the bill's public hearing Friday, recommending additional provisions.
I recommend that any minor 16 years or older be automatically charged as an adult if charged with a violation of this section 1950. Guam law provides charging of 16-year-olds as an adult for first or second degree crimes. And for under that age, the Attorney General may apply to the family court to charge the minor as an adult. All too often, high school students think it's a joke when they communicate a bomb threat. A discussion also about parental consequences for minors engaging in terroristic conduct should begin.
Moylan questioning the legislative appetite for holding parents criminally or civilly liable if their children are caught engaging in such behavior. He also urged that if passed, the law should include an education component.
That the Guam Department of Education make as part of their civics or government curriculum education techniques and awareness of why this behavior is wrong and the consequences.
GDOE Superintendent Dr. Kenneth Swanson testifying in support of the measure, while he noted that terroristic conduct, to include bomb scares, isn't among the most common behavioral issues in schools. Its impact is severe when it does occur. He presented a 5-year data trend involving students responsible.
Table 1 shows that the total cases have reduced by approximately 53%. Table 2 shows the same data disaggregated by school and grade level. Logically, most of the offenses are committed in secondary school, with only one reported case in elementary. Table 3 further breaks down the data by gender, showing that males are constituted 87% of the offenders.
Swanson also calling for clear language in the bill to spell out how minors would be affected. Guam Education Board member Peter Alexis Atta echoing support but suggesting stricter consequences, such as requiring parents to shadow their children for 30 days. He said suspension alone isn't effective, noting, quote, suspension doesn't work. They need to feel it. The GEB member also offering this.
If they are under public assistance, I haven't yet figured out how I'm going to address this if they're not in public assistance, but we must inform public assistance, be it GURA or public health, of the offense that the individual or the house participant has done. And there are two options to this, Madam Chair. Warning or dismissal of the public assistance.
Meanwhile, the Guam Police Department, Guam Fire Department, and Guam Homeland Security Office of Civil Defense all standing in support of the bill, with Guam Homeland suggesting only one amendment.
On Friday, lawmakers weighed two very different paths for more than $100 million in leftover federal relief money. One proposal would fast-track utilities in Manila to pave the way for a new hospital, while another pushes to redirect those funds to fix Guam Memorial Hospital immediately. At Friday's public hearing, the clash over Bill number 2-S and Resolution 93 brought out sharp arguments from both sides. Nevaeh Anderson reports.
Bill number 2S, introduced by Governor Lou Leon Guerrero, would allow the Guam Power Authority and the Guam Waterworks Authority to install power, water, and wastewater lines on GURA-acquired land in Mangilao, the same site eyed for a new medical campus. Supporters say investing 2021 American Rescue Plan Act dollars here will strengthen village infrastructure and prevent federal funds from being forfeited. But the measure also exempts these contracts from two sections of Guam's procurement law, removing the Attorney General's oversight.
The removal of the check and balances that both Bill number 1S and 2-1S is not the solution from a legal point of view, because it removes the Attorney General from the ability to do what you guys told me to do and told the prior Attorney Generals to do since 2009. And that was to make sure that money wasn't spent so that the people, the law enforcement, you name it, have to investigate and then go after the money.
Attorney General Doug Moylan argued those safeguards were created to prevent misuse of taxpayer dollars.
That's what concerns me about these first two bills, that you're removing the design of Congress, the design of the local legislature on the roles, and then removing the check and balances that were incorporated into it.
The governor's legal counsel, Jeffrey Moots, pushed back, saying Moylan has already refused to approve ARPA contracts, leaving agencies unable to move forward.
His limitation is to the legality of the contract. But he's already made a determination that he's not going to review anything. It doesn't prevent any review of the contract. The review of the contract is then done by the GSA legal counsel, who is, by law, the attorney for GSA, who is the procurement specialist.
Consolidated Commission on Utilities member Simon Sanchez reminded lawmakers of utilities' decades of experience in handling procurement themselves.
We've been doing it for 20 plus years. While I'm there, $2.2 billion. We've won OPA appeals, and the only two protests that went to the Superior Court, we won as well. Now the AG has threatened to sue innocent government workers performing their duties, like certifying funds, issuing the bids.
And Fernando Estevez, GURA Deputy Director, argued that even if a hospital never rises in Manilao, the money would still pay for meaningful upgrades.
This is a dangerous game that we're playing here. The money is real. The money is ready to go. If we simplify, at the end of the day, if a hospital never gets built, there is over $100 million in infrastructure that will benefit the people of Guam.
Still, lawmakers voiced concern. Senator Shangu Matautau asked if Bill 2 would undermine Guam's judicial process. Senator Sabrina Salas Matanani was more direct.
This really is not about compromise. This is about complete control.
As the debate over Bill number 2S unfolded, attention also turned to a competing measure, Resolution 93. Authored by Senator Christopher Dueñas, it requests the U.S. Treasury and the Trump administration to reprogram the same ARPA funds, shifting them from Manilao utilities to urgent repairs at the Guam Memorial Hospital.
We're not trying to stop $105 million from going to the people of Guam. We're trying to stop $105 million where the federal government's going to claw it back because this governor failed to bring in the legislature back in December.
But Senator William Parkinson warned that request could backfire.
I think that it's a mistake to send this resolution to Congress. I think it could put us in danger of losing that money. We have a capricious president by nature. He might just say, what are you clowns doing down there? You're fired. We're going to take that money back. Sorry, we're done.
Two measures, two competing visions. One pushed forward in Manilao, the other to focus on Guam Memorial Hospital. With $105 million on the line and an expiration date of December 2026, the legislature faces a decision that could define the future of healthcare on the island. Nevaeh Anderson, KUAM News.
Lawmakers are taking their budget talks directly to the Guam Memorial Hospital. A joint oversight hearing will be held next Thursday at the Tumuning facility, where Senators Sabrina Salas Matanani and Chris Dueñas will meet with hospital leaders and employees to discuss GMH's most urgent needs. On the agenda, vendor payments, capital improvement projects, IT upgrades, supplies, and safety protocols. Senator Matanani has introduced two bills totaling over $40 million, one tapping unused pharmaceutical funds, the other drawing from bond savings to shore up GMH's finances and infrastructure. Meanwhile, lawmakers just passed Governor Lulian Guerrero's measure allocating $40 million from the general fund for vendor payments, repairs, and medical supplies. The governor has yet to act on it. Senator Dueñas says holding the hearing on site will give senators a first-hand look at the daily struggles GMH staff face and help them better understand the hospital's true funding needs. The oversight hearing is set for September 25th at 9:30 a.m. in GMH's education classroom on the 4th floor. Well, an update to that, the Guam Memorial Hospital is set to receive a $40 million boost after Governor Lulian Guerrero signed Bill 1 into law. The new law, now Public Law 38-59, appropriates $40 million from the general fund to cover critical capital improvements and operational costs at the island's only public hospital. That includes electrical system upgrades, medical supplies, and up to $5 million for information technology infrastructure. The governor noting that while the bill is a much-needed step forward, it comes with challenges. She warned that language in Section 3, which ties spending to a, quote, declaration of emergency, could cause permanent delays. However, she clarified that GMH still has the authority to use existing procurement methods to address urgent needs. Leon Guerrero also raised concerns about the legislature's budget strategy, pointing out that relying on limited revenue streams while rolling back the business privilege tax could jeopardize government operations in the future. But despite the hurdles, she said this appropriation is essential to keeping GMH running safely and reliably while the long-term push for a new hospital continues. An inmate at the Department of Corrections who faced up to 20 years in federal prison has been sentenced to time served. John Trey Boy Duenas pleaded guilty last year to possession of contraband in prison after DOC's Special Operations Response Team found several ounces of methamphetamine, cell phones, a digital scale, SIM cards, and other items hidden in his cell. Federal prosecutors said Duenas cooperated significantly, including testifying against his cellmate and co-defendant Richard Expidan. His defense attorney also pointed out he spent a year in solitary confinement as punishment. Chief Judge Francis Tyrico Gatewood ruled that Duenas had done, quote, everything asked of him and called solitary one of the harshest punishments a defendant could face. She gave him credit for time served and ordered 3 years of probation. Duenas is already serving a 9-year sentence for criminal sexual conduct and is expected to be eligible for parole later this month. And in education news, the Guam Department of Education announced Wednesday it has paid more than $18.5 million in American Rescue Plan vendor invoices. The department specifying it disbursed $18,573,475.87 in payments last week, with more than $17 million of that going toward outstanding bills owed to Cortec, which had stacked up while ARP funds were on hold. Other vendors included the Guam Power Authority, All Start Incorporated, MAD Office Systems, and several others. Superintendent Dr. Kenneth Swanson saying, quote, these payments represent more than just clearing our books. They represent an investment back into our community. The funds ultimately flow into Guam's economy. The crew of the USCGC Myrtle Hazard has wrapped up a robust 3-week patrol safeguard in Guam and the Northern Marianas. From August 11th to September 1st, the cutter lodged more than 219 operational hours, enforcing federal laws, boosting maritime domain awareness, and strengthening readiness across the region. The patrol included the vessel's first anchoring in Rota, supply deliveries to Saipan, and the transport of safety team members to Tinian for a surprise oil spill exercise. An effort that saved more than $10,000 in costs and proved response teams could meet critical 4-hour standards. The mission doubled as a training window, qualifying crew members in gunnery, boarding operations, navigation, and small boat handling, skills vital for ongoing participation in operation, which reinforces U.S. commitments across Micronesia. Commanding Officer Lieutenant Emma Saunders praised her team's professionalism and versatility, saying their work deters smuggling and illegal fishing while building trust with local communities. The Myrtle Hazard, one of 3 Guam-based cutters, continues to serve as a cornerstone for Coast Guard forces Micronesia in protecting U.S. maritime borders. Time for a quick break. You're watching KUAM.
Don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. Whoa. Count on me, count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
Honey, do you want some milk?
Do you ever wonder how your favorite products make their way into your local stores? Most arrive on state-of-the-art Matson vessels that transport containers of food, household items, equipment, and supplies into the islands every week. Because we know that you depend on us, We work closely with our partners to ensure that our shipments arrive on time, all the time, so you can find your favorite products when you need them. We transport the region's most precious cargo that supports successful businesses and promotes a better quality of life for our families. Matson is proud to have been the hometown shipping carrier for Guam, the CNMI, and Micronesia for the past 25 years, and you can count on us to be here for generations to come.
NBC's Wednesday primetime lineup comes into focus with Vision Express, fast, fashionable, focused.
KUAM TV8, first on Guam.
GU Self Storage, located in Harmon next to McDonald's, offers a variety of storage units. With rates starting as low as $95 per month, we offer complimentary use of dollies, push carts, Klein's hand trucks, and pallet jack, with a fully covered loading and unloading areas and ADA accessible units. We offer 24-hour CCTV surveillance monitoring, alarm, and individual pin-coded gate and door access, because your safety is our priority. GU Self Storage, voted Pika's Best in 2024. Call 671-648-7867 today.
Welcome back to Primetime. According to Syracuse University's immigration tracking data, there are more than 2 million active asylum cases waiting to be heard. A shortage of immigration judges and the administration's prioritization deportations have added to the backlog.
Abdul Talib Ali nervously awaits his fate in court.
He doesn't what's an attorney,
where he learns his asylum hearing may be a year or two away.
I'm very relieved because, I was about to lose everything right now. My case, the money that I paid them, everything.
It's been over 18 months since we met Ali, after he'd crossed illegally into the U.S., a long journey from his home in Mauritania, where he claims he was politically persecuted.
Right now, a lot of Americans would say, you shouldn't be here.
And they are right. This is their country. But I'm just a guy who's looking for safety and security.
He found refuge in a migrant shelter in Queens, New York.
I used to sleep in my home next to my wife and my son. And now I'm sleeping next to 1,000 men that I don't even know. I just stay for 2 months in the shelter, making my own documents so that I can be able to apply for the asylum. Since then, I'm working, I'm taking care of myself. As you see, you gotta find your own job, you gotta make your own money.
Ali insists he's now trying to do things the right way. He regularly checks in with immigration and has a social security number and work permit.
I make food for people, I make people happy, I'm doing something good for the economy, I'm paying my own taxes. So I think I deserve a chance.
Ali was recently promoted, but while he works 12 hours a day, 6 days a week to pay rent and build a savings, he's also trying to remain invisible.
Americans are angry. And when they see this interview, they're going to say,
go back.
Get him out.
Get him out. I'm with them, they're right. But there is a different category in the immigrant. There is certain ways there is a bad people get into this country to commit a crime. The only thing that I did is escaping my own home, trying to find a place that they can provide safety and secure for me,
Ali hopes one day to reunite with his wife and children who remain in Mauritania, who also wait anxiously to learn his fate in court.
I have faith in the American government, American nation. This is the greatest country. You can do whatever you want to do in this country as long as you're doing it in the good way, respecting the law, working hard. You can live your dream,
In spite of the obstacles, Ali remains determined to write his own American success story. Adam Yamaguchi, CBS News, New York.
Hi.
And the Trump administration set to deploy federal troops to a growing list of U.S. cities while anti-ICE demonstrations were held in Chicago over the weekend.
This morning, the White House strategy of surging federal resources and the National Guard into cities to fight crime set to expand south. The administration preparing to launch a combined mission, including the FBI and National Guard soldiers, into Memphis, Tennessee.
We're going to Memphis. Memphis is
that's the next city.
Deeply troubled.
And the mayor is happy. He's a Democrat mayor. The mayor is happy. We're going to fix that just like we did Washington.
I'm certainly not happy about the National Guard.
The city's Democratic mayor saying Saturday this isn't the kind of help his city needs.
The last time the National Guard was in Memphis was 1968 at MLK's assassination, after MLK's assassination. And so we don't want to invoke those same images here.
Democrats pointing to Memphis police statistics that show crime at a 25-year low, arguing a surge would be a spectacle.
We need to work at the root causes of crime and not just throw something that looks good on television. This is a Trump television show.
It comes as the Washington Post reports, citing planning documents not confirmed by NBC News, that the Pentagon has drafted a proposal to activate 1,000 Louisiana National Guard troops to serve a law enforcement mission in that state's cities, including New Orleans. The president floating such a move earlier this month.
We're going to come into New Orleans and we're going to make that place so safe.
The White House declining to comment on the report. A Pentagon spokesperson telling NBC News leaked documents should not be interpreted as policy. Over the weekend, parades mixing with public defiance in Chicago and Los Angeles at Mexican Independence Day celebrations.
People want to scare us from our home, but we're not going anywhere.
The two cities have seen recent surges in immigration enforcement, with the president publicly pondering ordering a National Guard deployment in Chicago, too, despite opposition from the state's governor and the certainty of court challenges.
In the wake of that assassination, the UK is now planning one of the biggest security operations in years, as President Trump is set to meet with the royal family.
Tonight, the UK preparing to welcome President Trump with full military honors and a protective ring of steel thrown around Windsor Castle, where he'll stay as a guest of King Charles, the first American president to make 2 state visits to Britain. Police say hundreds of armed officers and snipers will be deployed, a striking show of force in a country where police are rarely armed.
Residents of Windsor and visitors to Windsor are used to seeing a fairly high police presence, including armed police. However, for this state visit, they will see an increase in those numbers.
With military helicopters above London and police speedboats patrolling the River Thames.
There's going to be a no-fly zone imposed here. Officers are especially concerned about somebody trying to fly a drone over the castle walls and into the grounds.
That's because Buckingham Palace says President Trump and the First Lady are scheduled to ride with the royals in an open carriage, similar to when the French president visited earlier this year. But for security reasons, the Trump's carriage ride will be kept inside the castle grounds and hidden from the public. An unprecedented presidential visit secured by one of the biggest police operations Britain has ever seen. Raf Sanchez, NBC News, Windsor.
We'll be back in a moment.
Get ready, Guam. Kmart's turning the big 3-0, and this anniversary celebration is bigger than ever. Free prizes, big raffles, hot deals. Oh, the party's everywhere at Kmart. From pantry staples to daily essentials, save big with new low prices. And with surprises popping up throughout the store, there's always something to make you say, oh! Kmart Guam, celebrating 30 years with savings, surprises, and fun for everyone. Oh, it's on, Guam.
It's happened. The gold mine of McDonald's chicken has been struck. Added to your snack wrap and McCrispy and made for dipping. It's special edition gold sauce. It's happened. The gold mine of McDonald's chicken has been struck. Added to your snack wrap and McCrispy and made for dipping. It's special edition gold sauce.
Go left. Better? Go right. How about now? Still nothing. Uh-oh.
Tired of unreliable satellite internet? Switch to GTA Air Fiber. Faster and more affordable than Starlink. Get blazing speeds up to 500 Mbps for just $70 a month with no equipment to buy, free professional installation, and Plume Home Pass Wi-Fi included. Built for Guam, backed by award-winning local support. GTA Air Fiber. Ditch the dish and make the switch.
Hafaday! Thank you.
Hafaday, Guam. I'm Jason Salas. Where else on this wonderful island of ours can you get peanut butter, aftershave, a pack of men's tube socks, and a pull-out couch. You get a great bargain. Oh, and by the way, when you're leaving, you get some of the best bread on island. Those breadsticks are absolutely amazing. Here is the place, Kmart, and we're celebrating 30 years of this company contributing to the island and delivering great value and great bargains. Ramon is here celebrating with us. So Ramon, congratulations to you and your colleagues here on a wonderful occasion.
It's actually my colleagues, not me.
There you go. But I mean, there is a lot of history behind this place now, 3 decades, and I was actually here in May of 1995. I was at the university and I skipped class to come here on the opening day. Wow. It was incredible.
What do you think?
It's amazing.
Are we still living up to the promise?
Yeah, I mean, it has been redesigned maybe to make things a little bit more convenient, but the value and the bargains continue. And, you know, if we could, let's go ahead and explore the space.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so what has this place, Ramon, been for, you know, at a management level and everything like that? Because this place has contributed so much to the local community.
Well, I mean, we're so excited. First of all, thank you for being here to celebrate with us 30 years in the island, like you said, and also 30 years celebrating people that have been working in the store. We're very proud there's 7 people in the store that are celebrating their 30-year
7 of the original crew.
Yes, that were here that day when you came in and skipped school. So they're still working here. So
congratulations to all 7 of you.
Absolutely. And this store means a lot to us. It's our flagship store. We have run a multi-billion-dollar operation over the last 30 years. For us, it represents a very unique mix of customer base because we do have people who live here in Guam, we have tourists, and we have the military base.
Yep.
So over the last few years, we've been making sure that all 3 customers get what they're looking for when they come to our stores.
That's a daunting challenge too, because I mean, you have 3 market segments that have their own expectations, their own needs. And I mean, as you're seeing right now, the change in color and the change in departments and everything, it's arranged in a way that's very efficient and again, drives home that bargain.
Right. It's we feel very proud of the work that we have done here. You know, right now, this is what we've done for our tourist customers. We have a lot of people that come from Japan, Korea, that find what they need here. The I Love Guam Kmart t-shirts that you'll see over there are one of our favorite and best sellers. So when it comes to merchandising for this store, we always have to think about, you know, how does this affect each one of the 3 customers that we have and then as a whole. But, you know, at Kmart, we are used to be focused on the family. So we have a multi-customer mindset that we've had for generations, and we keep in mind when we do the assortments.
And I would say, because this is the exact same property when you first opened 30 years ago, I mean, it's so centrally located. I mean, it's easily accessible in any number of directions. There's never a problem with parking. And the staff are always the nicest people walking God's green earth right now. They're always happy to help you. And, you know, I don't know why you would get lost here, but if you ever are, you know, they've got your back.
Yeah, it takes me about 24 hours to get from my house to the store, but I tell you, the minute I get to the airport, I come straight here because of the people that work in this store.
There you go. Yeah,
there's just so much energy, and I feel very passionate about the work that the team has done here.
Okay, and then even though you came out from Houston, from your executive perspective and everything, tell me about like the team and how you give the people that staff this place, not just the original 7, but everybody who continues to work here today, a sense of ownership and say, you know, this is your store too, and we expect you to, you know, to run it as if it's your home.
Right. So, you know, even though we're so far away, we are stay very much in contact. We do have a new store director. Mike Flisner was here for quite some time and did a terrific job over all these years. So when Mike retired earlier this year, we were kind of like trying to figure out who was going to replace Mike, right, in the island.
The toy department is incredible, by the way.
Yeah, it's huge. It's huge.
I've bought Monopoly there at least 4 times in 30 years.
Oh, is that right?
That's right.
So, you know, for us, we needed to bring someone that we were close to. So someone from my staff took on the position, and we're in daily calls with the store. We are communicating with the store constantly through video calls, phone calls, emails. I mean, it's we know what is happening here at all times. Because it does mean a lot to us from a P&L standpoint.
What are some of the other types of feedback that you've gotten from customers?
I mean, I will tell you, we're about to get here to the ride to an area where has caused a lot of O's and excitement. because we're bringing in furniture or ready-to-assemble furniture. And this is a category that we felt that the island needed and that we had some strength and experience on. So we're introducing it right now with the 30-year anniversary, and we're getting an incredible response from the customers. So usually we'll see someone sitting in some of these couches or checking out some of the mattresses.
Okay. Well, if you could, I would like to give you the honor, sir. Which is your favorite piece? And we'll conclude this amazing tour through Kmart in 30 years of history, 30 years of community service, and 30 years of great value. And we'll pick one and we'll
this couch right here.
Okay. Oh, nice.
Yeah, for $5.99 you get a pull out. It's so comfortable.
Is this a trundle bed? Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I will go ahead and sit down, but I'm jet lagged, so I don't want to fall asleep here in the middle of the conversation.
Well, tell you what. This is definitely worth it. And again, Kmart has been such a wonderful community partner. 30 years they've been here on the island. And you know what? Shout out to the 7 of you who continue to work here and have been part of the original team. You wonderful men and women are absolutely amazing. Yes.
Yeah.
Hello. Okay, so Ramon, congratulations to you and your team, and thank you for
so
everything
much.
that you've been able to contribute to,
so
our island, to the community, to the economy, and just the well-being of our island. We truly appreciate it.
Now we need you to go get a card and start shopping. So
all right, let's go.
That's next.
Half a day, Auntie. Hi, how are you?
I'm okay.
I love this one.
That was so cute.
There you go.
You guys good.
And then this one's for church.
Okay.
I'm gonna wear that to mass.
All right.
All right, happy 30th anniversary to our friends at Kmart. More prime time in just a moment.
I thought you worked in his house.
Oh, I'm wherever he needs to fuel up. Oh, Cantina chicken burrito.
Thanks, Todd.
That's the way to do it.
You know what? Let me actually get something to wash that down with, please.
Yeah, I got you.
Easy. Appreciate it.
You've made a powerful enemy, Todd.
I didn't mean.
Now it pays to spread the Better Together experience. With our brand new referral program, you can earn up to $150 in account credits for every referral you bring in. That's right, family, neighbors, friends, even your coworkers. Just pass them your account name and account number. When they sign up for Docomo Pacific service and drop your info, cha-ching! Credit apply. So spread the word and start stacking those savings. Additional conditions may apply. Docomo Pacific, we're better together.
Sometimes parenting can be hard. What should I be doing? The Guam Early Learning Council includes partners who can provide you with early childhood services and supports. We are here to assist. For resources and information, simply call 311 Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., excluding holidays. Early connection can change everything.
Welcome back to Primetime. The Guam Defense Forum kicking off Wednesday in Tumon with critical discussions on military readiness and posture. In day one of the two-day forum, the governor and Indo-PACOM Admiral answering questions and concerns from the community as military defense ramps up. Mitsuki Hirayama has more.
Over 300 participants, to include local leaders, senior military officials, and community members, gathering for critical discussions at the Guam Defense Forum in Tumon. In the keynote address, U.S. Indo-PACOM Commander Admiral Samuel Paparo discussed Guam's role in the Indo-Pacific strategy amid growing threats from China and North Korea.
The threat's not just missiles and ships. Cyber attackers strike Guam's lifelines, power grids, water systems, ports, hospitals, schools. In May 2023, Chinese hackers known as the Vault Typhoon penetrated U.S. critical infrastructure, including here on Guam.
He says, quote, Guam never stands alone and must never stand alone. He adds the territory anchors America's capability to defend, project power, sustain alliances, and to deter aggression. Governor Lou Leon Guerrero speaking on that partnership as she and the Admiral answers questions from participants.
Believe me, I have said to the military, we welcome you, we want to partner with you, but you have to respect our culture, our environment, our people, and you have to work with us within our own protocols to do that. And I have to say, since my administration, I have not seen anything that they do to go against that request.
Among those in attendance, Senator Sabina Perez sharing several concerns, from environmental degradation, the affordable housing shortage, to the future plans for nuclear energy.
We ask that you do not diminish our voices. Every time I've seen an environmental impact statement, it talks about the harms and then it goes on to minimize the impacts. How is that genuine? How is that being a true partner? Yeah, we ask that you listen to our voices seriously.
Senator, we pledge to be sources for transparency, for teamwork, for dialogue, and for respect. And when we're not doing that, we're human. We expect and we ask for our partners in Guam government to hold us to account.
Pacific Center for Island Security Chairman and former Congressman Dr. Robert Underwood also underscores that Guam is a non-participant in these conversations, especially with a non-voting delegate.
The people of Guam are being asked to share a disproportionate burden of this response to the China-U.S. competition in this part of the world. They're being asked to share a burden that no other U.S. community or American community is being asked to shoulder. So the question then becomes, I think, for political leadership and for the community, is where is the disproportionate gain from all this? What are the people of Guam going to gain out of this if they're being asked to shoulder a disproportionate burden?
And retired Colonel Tim Puzon with the Guam National Guard says no shield is 100% and asks the Admiral how he's planning for the first 30 days should a strike from China hit Guam.
My concern is what happens after that initial strike, if it does occur, where perhaps maybe the port is taken out, the airport is taken out, where we have sustainability issues when it comes to the population. And I would hate to see a delineation between the military population being taken care of and the civilian population being taken care of.
In response, the Admiral reaffirms his commitment to all Americans.
We don't cultivate any sense of otherness between the military and between the people of Guam, and we ask and pray that Guam will not cultivate a sense of otherness for the soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, guardians, and civilians who live, work, and make their home here.
Mitsuki Hirayama, KUAM News.
We'll be back after the break.
NBC's Wednesday primetime lineup comes into focus with Vision Express. Fast, fashionable, focused.
KUAM TV8, first on Guam.
The new Crafted Flats from Pizza Hut. 5 handcrafted recipes with more toppings, all for you. There's no reason not to get one or try all 5. New Crafted Flats are just $5 each till 5 p.m. and available till close. Only from Pizza Hut.
Win one championship, you're celebrated. Win twice, they call you a hero. 3 times, they say words like legend and dynasty. 4, 5, 6 titles, they'll say enough is enough. But when you've won it all 7 times, what's left to say? The trophy speaks for itself. Introducing the full lineup of Ram trucks. Ram, 7-time winner of Motor Trend's Truck of the Year.
Wesley kicks out. Simon, big 3. Oh, baby! Leslie kicks out. Simon, big three. Oh, baby!
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
Coming up, island residents are getting a chance to connect directly with health leaders and providers in a one-of-a-kind community forum. From lowering prescription costs to finding the right doctor, it's about making healthcare easier and more accessible for everyone, especially our Manamku and veterans. Jenna Gacharfaris has more on the Dededo Medical Town Hall meeting happening at this hour at the Dededo Senior Citizen Center.
The target is anybody who's under Medicare or Medicaid, because we know that with the Trump the changes from the federal government side, that the rules for Medicare and Medicaid are not going to be the same this time next year.
Jonathan Savares is organizing the event and is a U.S. Veteran Health Services client.
They're chopping certain things, and we don't want our community to not have the information, right? As much as we possibly can. So, of course, we're looking at anybody who's under the Medicaid program or Medicare program, and especially
the Dededo Senior Center will be the place to be tonight as healthcare leaders and advocates gather for a special community event. Organizers say the goal is simple: improve access to healthcare and empower residents with the information they need. Savares said that he made it a point to stop by the Dededo and Asumbo Senior Centers and encourage the Manamco to come out to the meeting. He explains.
If we start affecting our Manunku who are on fixed incomes, these guys like to go and play bingo. They like to go and have, veranda with their friends from the center. If we take money out of their pockets, if they walk into a doctor's clinic and they have an unexpected change, this affects that bottom line for them, right? And they're going to have to start choosing their medical care versus their recreational stuff. And it's going to, when you don't have things to do on a recreational level to get out of the house, things like that they really affect your health.
Residents will hear from key figures in public health, Medicare, and the Guam Pharmacy Association with resources on prescriptions, insurance, and provider access. According to Savares, this is not just any practitioner. It's about getting more people preventative care.
We also have the Guam Diamond Lions Club. We have the Guam Pharmacy Organization. Access Transport, that's been the former director of DISIT, Mr. Ben Servino, who now has a transport company. And then we have AMC.
Also featured will be Speaker Frank Voss Jr. and Dr. Hoa Nguyen, who will share updates and answer questions directly from the community.
So we have to start preaching preventative care for health. Everybody takes precautions with their cars, right? Everybody does, you service your car. But we forget to service our bodies and make sure our health is taken care of. And that's what we need to promote. I believe we need to promote in our community is go do your annual checkup. If you get bad news, sometimes bad news comes. It's better to find out earlier than later, right? And be more proactive with our health as we are with many other things.
Reiterating that if we don't take care of our health, it is going to cost more money long term. He hopes Wednesday's event will be the start of others launched at other village centers. Jenna Gacharfaris, KUAM News.
And again, the Dededo Medical Town Hall is happening until 8 p.m. at the Dededo Senior Citizen Center. In other news, Senator Will Parkinson is inviting the community to weigh in on Guam's political future at a town hall next Wednesday, September 24th from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Mangmang Totu Maiti Community Center. The discussion centers on Resolution 29-38 COR backing a full examination of options, including statehood or enhanced autonomous status for Guam. Parkinson says although Guam has been an unincorporated U.S. territory since 1898, many residents still lack the full political rights and representation enjoyed by other U.S. citizens. With the Indo-Pacific Front and World Center on the world stage, he argues decisions about Guam's destiny must be made with and by its people, calling the issue both local and geopolitical. Parkinson notes Guam sits at the heart of U.S. defense strategy, yet its people remain on the margins of American democracy. He says Guam deserves the rights, respect, and resources that come with full political equality. Public input is welcome. Again, the political status town hall is Wednesday, September 24th from 6 to 8 p.m. at the MTM Community Center. The Pacific Association for Radiation Survivors is renewing its call for justice as they continue the fight to have Guam included in the Federal Radiation Exposure Compensation Act. The National Academy of Sciences has already concluded that Guam's people are, quote, downwinders exposed to nuclear fallout during U.S. testing in the Pacific between 1946 and 1962. But despite decades of advocacy, island residents remain excluded from the program, left without recognition or compensation for cancers and other illnesses linked to radiation exposure. PAR's president Robert Celestial says the group will hold a presentation this Saturday at 3 p.m. at the Guam Museum Theater to share information on how Guam has been impacted and to remind the public that families continue to lose loved ones because of decisions made in secrecy by their own government.
Now for a look at your world at home. Here's a sunset view of Turtle Cove.
Bonito si na pwedeng neni sagay hogwini namun manteteni zmongogi isenturo
Win one championship, you're celebrated. Win twice, they call you a hero. 3 times, they say words like legend and dynasty. 4, 5, 6 titles, they'll say enough is enough. But when you've won it all 7 times, what's left to say? The trophy speaks for itself. Introducing the full lineup of Ram trucks. Ram, 7-time winner of Motor Trend's Truck of the Year.
News Bites is brought to you by Docomo Pacific Better Together, Fresco Clothing, original custom design apparel of Guam and the Marianas, and the Guam Army National Guard. Live here, serve here.
Okay, boys and girls, you know what I really like about being a KUAM and about being on Guam is stories, right? And there's always time for stories, like if it's someone from our beloved Manumko telling you, if your friends passing stories back and forth, if you're just reading, even a comic book, even the Bible, and like anything, we love stories. And so story time is our first news bite for today, because I want to check this out. Because the Lions Club are putting on story time. It's going to be on a Saturday. It's at 10 a.m. and you can participate via Zoom. You can stay at home and do story time. Story time used to be the most wonderful thing, and this is leading up to Halloween, but they used to do this at the libraries. It was the most fun. I participated and I learned the story of the Lorax, which is incredible. That's one of my favorite books and everything. So we really encourage you, do this as a family. Join on Zoom and even start story time in your own house, because story time is awesome and it's some incredible memories. All right. A memory that you're going to have is the coastal cleanup, and I keep telling you about this, you guys, because it's coming up and we all have to get involved. So Saturday, make sure you have all your supplies, make sure you get your mind right, and make sure, no doubt that your heart's in the right place, because we are going to be cleaning up Guam and making it look absolutely amazing for all of us. Whether you've been here 5 minutes, whether you've been here 5 years, whether you've been here 50 years, Guam is home to all of us, and we have to make sure that she is absolutely pristine. So we are going to clean up the coast, and we will see you there at the International Coastal Cleanup. We are also participating in the very important Candlelight Vigil. It's the 21st year that this has been done, because remember, of course, September is National Suicide Awareness Month. And the LifeWorks organization is having their Candlelight Memorial Service. This is going to be held first of all, it's going to be on September 27th, I beg your pardon, and His Excellency Ryan Jimenez, our Archbishop, is going to be holding Mass first. So we ask you to participate both in the Mass and then the vigil afterwards, and we can honor the people that we have unfortunately lost to suicide. All right, and then the game of the week coming up. I was telling you about this earlier this week, and we got a good one coming up for you next week, because on KUAM TV and on Peacock, it's going to be the Chiefs leaving the place where they got really, really good barbecue. KC Barbecue was outstanding, you guys, and they are going to New York. They're going to the Empire State, right? So the best sushi I've ever had in my life was in New York. But it's not about food, right? This is about getting the dub. And it's the Chiefs and the Giants, two teams that wish they were playing a little bit better right now. So I want to see Jameis Winston under center, right? Funny guy. He has a big career ahead of him when he's done playing football, but he is QB3 right now on the Giants.